Jafffa Adventures, Terry King here. Welcome to the channel. As you can tell, I'm very much a hack on the guitar, but hey, have fun noodling around. The man cave up in the mezzanine here is getting a little bit closer to finished. You've seen the jukebox, the guitar, a bit of the wall art. There's our big Jafffa sign, a couple other small neon signs. I can't recall whether I had the couches up here in the last video or not, but anyway, they're couches. If you're a sci-fi fan, you're either a Star Trek or Star Wars, aren't you? Take a guess which one I prefer. Still waiting on the 100-inch TV to fill up that space. If you're tuned into this video though, that's not why you guys are here. You want to talk about a Rhinohide. There she is there in the packaging that it was sent to me in directly from Rhinohide, ready to go out to one of you guys. You want to find out who it's going to? Stick around. So Jill's not around, I'm gonna have to do the draw myself. I printed off every single comment that you guys put in the last Rhinohide video, chopped them up onto little bitty pieces of paper, and that's them there. Before I draw this, you might be thinking, hey, what are these bits and pieces sitting here on this little barrel table of yours? Well, one, that's my beer. Beer. For those of you that have followed the channel long enough, you know that I'm an expat from Canada, and that is a hockey puck. I grew up on the Great Lakes, Lake Erie specifically, and only a kilometer down from my house was the Wheatley Fishing Harbor. It's actually the largest freshwater fishing fleet in Canada, and the way they catch the fish is with gill nets. And they've got these floats that run along on the top of the net, and then they've got lead weights down on the bottom of the net. And the fish swim into the nets and get their gills caught in the net. But whenever there was a storm, these nets would get washed up on the rocks in front of our place, and as kids we'd go along and we'd collect the buoys, the floats that sit on the top, and we also collect the lead on the bottom, and we melt that lead down and make sinkers out of that lead. And that's probably one of the reasons I've got a shortened lifespan, I suspect. That's a piston out of my old Hilux, and that's called a cowboy tune. That's what happens when you overboost the thing. Melts a hole in the side of the piston. The crown of the piston comes off of your connecting rod, and that makes a whole big racket. That's a handmade nail that we found on one of our recent trips into the Flinders Ranges, which I thought was pretty cool. And when we were in Romania, we went to a very small gypsy village where they still practice blacksmith. And the blacksmiths made this little horseshoe for me. I don't know whether you can see it, but it's got an L on the top of it. And that was my grandfather's name, Leo, and my grandfather was a blacksmith. So that holds a little bit of significance for me as well. So without any further ado, let's stir these suckers up and let's draw one of these names out, shall we? All right, how about this one? All right, I've got it here. I've got to take my glasses off to actually read the bloody comment. The username is John Delizio 3455. I'll pop that up on the screen because I'm sure I've got the pronunciation wrong. Anyway, what John says is, hey Terry, to be up front, I don't have a 200. But I'm keen to see a mate who lost his son a few years back install this onto his 200 tow vehicle that he gets away in with the rest of the family. He rarely spends a cent on himself, and I reckon he'd be thrilled to not risk losing a rear window on his next trip to the Outback. Thanks for considering him. Well, holy moly, the fellow lost his son. I can't even begin to imagine what that would be like. John, it sounds like you're a really good mate, and it sounds like this fella's very well deserving. So John, please reach out to me. You'll find my email address in the About section or the homepage on the Jafffa Adventures channel. Either send me your address or your mate's address, and I'll ship that Rhinohide out to one of you guys. I'll give you a week from the time that I published this video. If you haven't reached out by then, mate, I'll move on to somebody else. Well, that's it for this one, very short video. Thank you very much for your comment and your appreciation on my unbiased neutrality when it comes to reviewing gear. As those that tune in know, I'm very passionate about unbiased reviews. Until the next time we meet, keep the shiny side up. Bye now. Oh, hello there.